Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another Slime Isekai Memories video. So the live stream just ended. Thank you all for everyone who came out and watched my stream. I appreciate it. But we're here talking about the new Overlord collaboration. So I'm going to be using the developer diary because I can't yet scroll through the stream because they haven't actually ended the live yet. I can't reverse through. But there wasn't really much difference from the two, aside from they showed some gameplay. I think they're talking about a couple SNS things. But I will skim through this stuff really quickly, just so we're what we're all here for, right? Like everyone just okay. What? Hello? Please? Okay. So Overlord collaboration. This is the photo. And this is just what is Overlord about, and then they have the little trailer, which I can try play. I don't know if it's copyrighted, but I'll play it anyway.
Triplet magic, greater magic shield. Triplet maximize boosted magic, magic arrow. さて、こちらの準備は整ったが、そちらはどうかな。
いつでも来いよ。
では始めるとしよう。至高の共演を。共闘とは懐かしいな。昔を思い出す。
楽しそうだな。これだけ頼もしい味方もそうそういないぜ。
最初の出会いは最悪に近かったがな。
本当にな。ラミリスが原因みたいだけど、どうしちまったんだ？
早期解決のためにも互いに手を取り合わねば。
ああ、しかし戦闘メイドか。アインズの趣味なのか。
これはナザリック地下大墳墓。
うちの建築士が建てたんだ。
素晴らしい技術だ。ちなみにスライム風呂もあるか。
お前そんなのに入ってるの？と気を取り直して。かなり厳しい戦いになりそうだが、いけるか？
誰に言っている。我が名はアインズール・ゴーン。この名にかけ敗北はありえない。
それなら安心だ。じゃあ行くぞ。
ああ、転生したらスライムだった剣、魔王と竜の剣国端。ナーベラルガンマよ、ナザリックが意を示せ。
ガビルも頑張れ。なんだ
この姿、まさかワールドアイテムが。
Okay, so that's the trailer. It looks really good. Obviously, we knew Albedo. This is Albedo, right? And I mean, you'll see in a second once I'm able to scroll through this. But we saw some of the clips for the animations, and it's the premise is that hold on, before we get into that, the premise is Rimuru and them team up, whatever. But here is where we get into it. So straight into it. This is Ainz. He is a dark character, so you can pretty much already guess that the meta is going to be effective against light units. He's on Stern of Spirit, Wielder of Magic, and Commander. And so his first skill at level max costs 80 skill points, so pretty expensive. And he increases Stern of Spirit and Commander Force allies crit rate by 100% for one turn. Then he also increases his own magic attack by 70% for one turn. So let me pull up, so Stern of Spirit. They did make some changes, but first Commander. Commander is okay. I'm not really sure who you would use on this team. You could try using Yom, I think, for Vengeance, which would be interesting. But he's not really on Stern of Spirit. I guess this Mirai, I can't really think of many. I mean, you could use her because her second skill, right? The live mode, which would be nice, and also this. She could be okay. But Luminous is okay, I guess. Commander's not really the team you would be wanting to use, but you could use this Earth. I mean, the Earth Rimuru is being added onto Stern of Spirit as well. He's not really the greatest, but he does damage, right? I'm pretty sure he has a decent attack stat. Yeah, kind of far, but it's okay, right? But yeah, that's Commander, and then Stern of Spirit is pretty decent. mostly EX units and then the 2 Demon Lords. So like Shinsha, Rimuru, Raphael, EX Rain, and EX Albus, and this Yom, right? So plus a bunch of other units. But anyway, pretty decent. His second skill is at level max, costs 25 skill points, and he adds Despair charges ×1 to all targets. So Despair is a new mechanic, just like Vengeance charges, but instead of Vengeance taking 5 turns and dealing like a ton of damage, the Despair charge, it deals 5% of their target's attack to themselves every turn, and then it also decreases their alt damage resistance by 5% up to a max of 100%. So the max amount of Despair charges you can put on any enemy is 20. So they already have, if you have all 20, which I'm assuming with the entire team, you'll be able to get 20 pretty easily. They will have 100% alt damage resistance down, which is actually huge. I don't think there's anyone who puts 100%. Who is someone that puts, like I know Milan puts 40%. Secret skill damage resistance? Is that, can I find that in here? I'm not too sure, but base resistance, yeah, probably not. But I can't think of anyone who does like a ton for that. Who does debuffing for ults? I can't remember. But anyway, I know Violet does what, 55%, right? And that's already 80. So if you can get the max amount of Despair charges, you will do a ton of damage. And it also increases green protection gauge increase by 50% for 1 turn. So I know initially I thought it was blue, because I mean I thought it was green, and then there were some people were like, oh, like, you know, might be blue, and I was like, you know what, blue would also make sense. Just because, like, I mean, I was just trying to figure out what type of team it is, but it is greens, correct? So buffing green protection gauge increase by 50% for 1 turn. And then his ultimate, he has a single target dark magic attack for 510% normal damage, and he uses 200% for the EX ult, which is 1.5 times, which is what, like 750 something, I think. So he will do a ton of damage. He has the extra damage buff, and I could show his ult animation right here. Screw it. I'll just play it here.
Skill video.
我がアインズールゴンの名にかけてリム
任せてくれ。フュージョニックツインエンド。
プレイヤーのみんなと戦ってた頃を思い出すな。
Rimuru Tempest.
So pretty cool there. I do like the fact that they're teaming up together, and I believe their attack is like the double twin Demon Lord strike or something like that. Pretty cool. It does look really nice. But next we have Rimuru, 5-star protection skill. He increases all allies all attribute attack to the end of battle by 10% unlimited. So it's a stacking team. And he increases Soul of Skills, skill point increases to the end of battle by 100%, up to a max of 500%. So it's a green stacking meta, which is wild to me. I did not think we would ever see this, but it's a green stacking meta. And you can decrease, and he also does a decrease skill cost by 20 for Vanguard allies. So not as good as Velzard, who does for everyone, which I think should have been the next level of power creep, I guess. But I mean, I kind of understand it, because I think it would have been too much maybe. But, you know, like, once you're used to everyone, like, this doesn't really, like, this makes it hard to go back to, right? But it's still not bad. All attribute attack is pretty interesting. I did not think we would see all attribute attack, but I guess it makes it more flexible technically, I guess. I don't know, but pretty cool there, because you can, like, you can buff, realistically speaking, he can work with anyone, any, like, if you're not focusing on like a light team or whatever, he can work with any magic character and just buff their attack. Like, it doesn't have to, they don't have to be a part of a specific force. You could use literally anyone who is a magic character getting the extra 25%. Technically you could do anyone, but you know, for the extra 25% magic attack, you could do any of these characters and buff their attack. right? So it's pretty interesting there. That makes him like way more flexible than other characters. It's like the other stacking protection characters, like you're specifically Visions of Coleus and Octagram Demon Lord, right? You are, oh well, you don't stack specific, but I don't know, like you know what I mean. Other teams, when they stack, sometimes they focus on specific force or whatever. With this, you don't have to. But he does increase damage done by Stern of Spirit force characters to light attribute enemies by 60%, magic characters attack and defense by 25%, and just like the Luminous from the Visions of Coleus Luminous, he gives an extra 50 skill points until the end of battle, starting from second turn, which is nice. So you don't have to use him to gain skill points, you know what I mean? So pretty cool there. Nothing else much to say. I think he looks pretty decent. I do like his flexibility. Of course, you know, it'll be hard to say how good he is until we use him, but he's looking pretty solid so far. And here's the ultimate. So yeah, pretty good there. I like how he looks. It's so interesting that he looks so small. He looks so small on that throne. But I think it does look good overall. So next we have the free-to-play Narro Gamma. She's obviously the free-to-play 5-star unit. Stern of Spirit, Wielder of Magic, and Flashback Emissary. So her first skill, level max, 25 skill points, she changes Stern of Spirit force character's soul ×2 into green orbs, and then buffs gauge increase. So just like Ranga, I mean, kind of limited, but like I get it because she is like a collaboration free-to-play unit. But I don't think she will suffer kind of the same problems as Ranga did. But like, you know, still essentially the same concept. And then her second skill is a simple blue to green orb change, and then she puts skill point increase by 20% for green orbs for 1 turn, which is interesting. It's not bad, I guess. Her ultimate is an AoE light magic attack for 290% normal damage, and she decreases all allies' guard power. Wait, what? I think it's supposed to be all enemies. I think all enemies guard power by 15% for 2 turns, which is whatever, right? Typically, free-to-play units, the effect on their ultimate doesn't really mean anything, unless it's like very, very specific situations. But overall, she looks okay. I think she will work well with this team. This would be nice, but you do also have to keep in mind we have characters like Tria and like Dark Milim and other characters who work really, really well with green orbs. So she will be okay, but I'm not too sure. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you'll use her for this, but outside of that, certain times when you will have to bring her. But overall, pretty basic, decent free-to-play unit that works well on her team. And here's her ultimate. Okay, skip too far.
そろそろ終わりにしましょう。アインズ様をお待たせするには配下の者として失礼。ツインマキシマイズマシンチェインドラゴンライトニング。アリー一匹見逃しません。
So pretty cool there. I do like her twin lightning attack. Looks pretty cool. And then lastly we have Gabby Do. So typically these free-to-play protection units just suck. Like, you don't really ever have a use for them. But he looks okay. So he increases Stern of Spirit and Tempest Elite Force allies all attribute attack by 20% for 1 turn. Only for 1 turn. I feel like they could have just done like 2 turns or something. It would have been fine. But he also increases skill cost limit until the end of battle by 20, and then also increases green orb skill point increase until the end of battle by 30%, and then increases damage done by Stern of Spirit to light attribute enemies by 30%, then buffs Tempest Elite and Stern of Spirit force characters attack by 12%. So overall, he seems okay. Definitely on the better side of characters than someone like the World of Fantasy Soe. like he's actually usable to some extent, which is nice. Like this is kind of what you want from a free-to-play character, kind of like the bare bones of the protection character. But do I see myself using him? Probably not. But he might be good to use for the beatdown battle, or you could bring in another like green team or something. But yeah, that's it for the new units for the first batch. They seem pretty good. This meta seems really interesting, which I like. Okay. Hello? Can I? What? Can I not rewatch your stream? Okay, there we go. But it seems interesting. I think definitely like it can work. I think it needs the next two units, which spoiler alert, not really spoiler alert, is Albus, and oh my god, not Albus either. Albedo and Shaltir. Those are the two new units coming out. I mean, you can tell from the hint that they gave, but like here in the stream when they were showing the stuff, they had you talk. They had the voice actor of Reamer walk around and like talk to Ainz and stuff. And Shaltir was right there. Like you could talk, and she had like a bond level, so confirmed. And then Albedo also has like an in-game model, and she was the hint. So Albedo and Shaltir are the next two units. I'm assuming they're gonna have some sort of despair charge mechanic on them as well, just like they did with Shuna and Veldora. I'm hoping that they do like more than one, like maybe times two. And then also maybe one has damage support and the other one has some orb changing support. That would be really nice, but you know, outside of that, I'm not really sure what they're gonna do. But hopefully they're good. Okay. Really quickly, I wish I had the thing. So here's the trailer. They did have some SNS stuff, which I wish I saved the timestamp for. Maybe they have it on the thread. Here we go. Okay. So they do have what? Isn't there more? That's it? That they showed? Okay. But they do have a few SNS campaigns. They had one where we can get the 10 free tickets, and you know, like that's really nice. And then that those 10 tickets are for the part 1 banner for, you know, Ainz and Rimuru. And then the next SNS campaign that they had, which I can't find a picture for, is basically involving like a website that will like you put in your account ID and then also your like Twitter account if you have one, and for liking and like sharing posts and then also tweeting, you can gain points which the website will track, and then you can use the points to get like up to 100 crystals, some platinum hammers, some 5-star shards, and then some tickets. I think those tickets are the basic tickets though. I don't think they're for the part 1 banner, but it is like still free stuff, right? And they said that you don't have to post to actually get points. Like you can interact with things, but you don't need to be tweeting like a ton to you don't even need a tweet to get points, you know? So something easy to do, I guess. But I guess we'll have more details about it after they show everything. So outside of that, I think the rest of this stuff is pretty one-to-one. So here are the 4 new units: Ainz, Rimuru, Narro, and Gabby Do. And here are the new items. So they have the Great Tome entrance, which is like from the bingo mission, the bronze statue of Ainz, which is from the exchange shop, and then Lord Ainz's slime bath, which is, I'm assuming, like a food item, or maybe like a, not a food item, but like a stamina refilling item or something. I don't know. But it's an extra item. And they do also have like a a new drink called Nazarick or something? Nah, something. I don't know. But it is a new food item, I believe. Then, so they have this. This is the new login bonus, so you don't have to do, it's just like how it always is with the collaborations. You just have to log in to get your full level 120 Narborough, and then the beatdown battle will be for the gear for Ainz for Shoutier and for Albedo. So pretty good there. And they are giving a free copy of Rimuru, and also, I don't know if they show it here. Do they? No, they don't. They are also giving a free copy of Ainz and another character. They did have a question mark on it, so we don't know who the second character is, but if you pull one of Rimuru and pull one of Ainz, you can pretty much stop there because you'll get them both level 104, unless, you know, you want to go in more. But I would recommend at least trying to pull. Like, I feel like it's, one, it's a collaboration, and two, like, these units seem pretty decent, right? So it's up to you though. Here is the beatdown battle, of course, normal exchange stuff, and then you can also get dedicated equipment to the characters. I think we are fighting Demon Lord Leon, which is a pretty interesting choice for an enemy, but we also have the Invite a Friend campaign, so be sure to do that. Hopefully you guys use my code, thank you. But yeah, it's just same as usual. You 5 people have to use your code to get all the rewards for the what is it, like 400 crystals or something, and then you also put in a friend's code and you get 100 magic crystals. So in total you can get 500 from this, which is nice, but I mean, this campaign is always kind of whatever, right? And then we have, oh yeah, here we go. So character introduction quest, you get a free copy of Ainz and someone else. I'm not too sure who that is, but it's probably going to be Albedo or whoever comes out first, I think, just like they did with Blanc. And then they are a charge team, which I mean is unsurprising because they stack. And then, so here are the new units being added to the Force Stern of Spirit. So we have the Demon Lord Leon, we have the 2 other Leons, Evil Rimuru, and the 4 Hinatas. So pretty interesting lineup. I think definitely like the Water Hinata will get a very good like buff because she already gives attribute attack, so I think it's just extra attack you can put on, and she could be good like AoE DPS if you need. This Hinata might get a comeback. They did show skill fusions, so we'll get into that in a second, but she could have a comeback as a DPS character. This Hinata will work okay, I think. She is on Stern of Spirit, so you don't have to worry as to whether she's magic or physical or whatever, so she will get buffed by everything and everyone. So she could be decent. It's just, you know, she has the orb change for blues, which sometimes like it doesn't really matter too much, but she could work okay. This Hinata, probably not because she's a tank. This Rimuru is going to be interesting because like he can do damage, but his skills are not the greatest in the world. That's kind of an understatement, but it's not the greatest. So like he could work okay on the team, I think. But I'm not too sure how much you would actually want to run him. And then these Leons are kind of whatever. So we'll get into the skill fusions. So the Space AoE Leon is now getting an extra buff from 30%, from 20% to 30%, and then the decreased defense from 15 to 20. So just a number tune-up, nothing too crazy. Of course, if you need to use him, I would just, and you have him level 100, I would just recommend, like, why not, right? But it's not anything super significant. This Light Leon gets an extra, decreases all targets light resistance by 30% for 1 turn, which is okay. I think he can work well on a light team, which is nice. Like the skill fusion will be good, but there are already a lot of light buffers, so I don't know how much use you're actually going to get out of this Leon, but it's okay. It's a buff, right? This Hinata is actually pretty interesting. Now it costs more, but it's 3 turn defense buff, and all light allies, all attribute resistance by 20% for 3 turns. I don't know why they limited this to all light allies. I wish they made it just like all magic characters, or like everyone, because like I think that would make her even better, right? If it was everyone, it's like you could then use her as like a replacement for Shizue in Valor Cup, you know? But unfortunately, it is only all light allies. But I think the 3-turn extra defense buff is nice. And then lastly, this Water Hinata, still really good animations and everything. She got the buff that she needed, so this went from 5% to 15%, so you only need to use this 4 times instead of 12 to really get this going. And I think you can use her on the team for like on the new team, the new Stern of Spirit team, to like as a damage dealer. Considering she does buff herself pretty decently. Because yeah, so you'll get this. So if you get the 60% ult damage, and this is for everyone too. That she increases her own attack and crit damage, and then Ainz also gives crit rate, right? So she could work pretty well. I'm excited to try and run her again because I haven't used her in so long because she's kind of fallen off a bit. But I think that's a good buff. So that's it for skill fusions. And then this is just explaining how this is the last second anniversary roadmap thing. I'm assuming this comes in April, right? So March will be kind of like an interesting month of unknown. I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. It'll be kind of low key, I think, or it might be like the introduction of certain things for season 3 maybe. Or it might even be like a World of Fantasy thing. Or not, yeah, I think it was World of Fantasy, or like I don't know, second anniversary stuff where it's like one kind of generic protection character and battle character, and then the next 2 units are under the 2.5 anniversary stuff that are like under that force, but like are the theme of their characters are part of the second anniversary. And then or season 3, my god. Then 2.5 anniversary is all about, I don't know, Hinata versus Rimuru or something. I'm assuming. And then whatever other units they decide to release. But this is pretty much like, if you have any second anniversary medals and stuff, this is when you're going to want to use it up at this point. And it looks like this Overlord collab will be the final thing, which is really nice. And then we will be, interestingly, going unknown into March, which is the first time in, or not first time, but like we have no idea what to expect, right? That's pretty cool. And then this is actually pretty interesting. They're adding a chat feature soon, so you can chat with specific people. So I'm assuming only with your friends. I don't really know how it's gonna work, but there's like a level thing for Tempest, which I don't understand. And then there also is a new coin thing, which is unsure, but you can get new stamps and stuff like that, which is nice. Hopefully you can throw in like the chibi characters and stuff too. That would be cool, but we shall see when this actually gets implemented. It's not coming in now, but it's just an announcement, right? And then chapter 25, which is when the new Shinsha, evolved Shinsha comes in. So I guess they just wanted to put the Shinsha in before, I guess, but like it's kind of random. Like I think they just didn't have a spot to put her in, so they just decided to throw her into the Ichiban Kuji character like lineup. But this comes in March, so you have a month. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this. They did show some gameplay. I don't think I'm missing anything else. A lot of this was like voice acting and stuff. You could see Shoutier is right there, and she has the button, and like she does go up and talk to her, and Ainz as well. And then look, like she's voiced and everything, and so is Albedo. So you know they're gonna be the next characters coming in. See, there you go, bond level increase. I guess I could show you a little bit of the fights. I think this video is already going on super long, so I don't really need to show you much, but okay, yeah, I don't think there's anything that I missed. They pretty much covered everything in the first like 40 minutes, and then the next like hour was kind of nothingness. But Ainz does a ton of damage. Here's like the gameplay. So it starts off with 2 blue and 4 green, and then this is the team that they used. So funny enough, I was thinking like, why don't they use Shuna instead of the hero? Because if you remember correctly, Shuna gives you synergy rate, synergy power, and then also changes 2 ults instead of 1. And guess what? Oh wait, oh. This bastard, oh, mind my language. This guy, Leon, if you wait too long, has a synergy resistance. So he has defense against synergy. So you can try, you know, using synergy, but then if you get unlucky with it, you get the synergy proc, you will do, I'm assuming you're gonna do like no damage or like way less than you normally would. He does have physical and pierce resistance as well, so you don't want to pierce, you don't want to use synergy. So Shuna does not work, at least for this beatdown battle. Outside of this beatdown battle though, she is going to work really well on this team, I think, unless they go out of their way to block synergy. But I can show you, like, they use Dark Shinsha, which I think can be a pretty interesting work on this team considering what she does. And she will buff like the ever-living hell out of this guy. But if we skip towards the end, you can see how much damage he's gonna do. I want you to guess in the comments before, you know, before everything. And that this Dark Milim is also getting a buff, by the way. Not a buff, but like she is more usable now. So I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. How much damage do you think he's gonna do? I want you to guess in the comments below before anything. But eventually, when they get to it, come on, send it. Or wait, what? I thought they sent it now. Okay, here we go. And they pop all the buffs, and just watch when it loads. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's buffering. Please. This is taking a long time, huh? Okay, he did 2 million. He does a ton of damage, like with the crib rate and all the buffs and everything. Turn 8, he does a ton of damage. So that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else. These are all just like the screenshots of stuff. But that's pretty much it. Let me know down below what you guys think. Are you excited? Will you summon? I'm still kind of debating as to whether or not I will be streaming my summons or just recording, because I will be getting home late during that time. So like I won't be there for when the stuff drops immediately. But let me know down below if I should stream or not. That's like, some people wanted me to stream and I probably will, but I would like to hear you guys' opinions. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like that like and subscribe button as well. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.